More about Brinc for those who don't know, perhaps. What does your company do?
Most people know us as an accelerator, so we have 43 investments, but we're speeding up now. So we actually have 4 accelerators, and we're looking at investing in about 40 companies every single year now. And we're sourcing from 67 countries, which I love because there's so many problems in every corner of the world that really needs to be solved. But we also help them on manufacturing. So that's a services division, which makes us pretty different. You know, I always like to say we're taking the best of Silicon Valley and the best of Asia and China, and we've made it one, because I really don't think that the current way of VCs and accelerators is going to be the model in the future. So we're trying to evolve that and be further and further and further in the value chain of these startups. And anything that our founders tell us that it hurts or it's hard, we're going to keep creating new services, new divisions, and new programs to make sure that more hardware, IoT, drones, robotics companies can actually exist more easily.
Wow, and how did you come up actually with this idea? Because you were at Apple before.
Of ideas from a couple of my partners when I was at Apple. I helped them build the startup channel at Apple, which was really cool. It was a great experience. You know, 6 of us became 2,000 people, learned a lot, but I worked with all the biggest VCs and the biggest tech companies. So if you've heard of them, I promise you they were my customer. And so I get to learn this pattern recognition that, wait, this startup and that startup had the same problem, but they have the same investor. How come the investor is not helping to solve that? And so there's a couple of early groups like True Ventures that I was working quite closely with, and First Round Capital, and they were trying to fix this, but they were focusing mainly on software. So then I saw hardware, I was like, okay, wait a second, this is going to be really massive, and it's actually probably something that people need even more help in software companies, because there's so many people, you can take entire PhD programs at Stanford on how to be a digital entrepreneur, but where's the information of how to be an IoT entrepreneur? It's nowhere, right? It's like your dad's friend's grandpa used to work in a factory, right? Like no one has that knowledge, right? So it wasn't necessarily some rocket science, you know, a big master plan. It was, this is really important. We need to solve these problems, listen to our founders, and also being comfortable to challenge the truisms that Silicon Valley have sort of told everyone, this is the way to invest. This is what has to happen. This is how startups have to be made and how venture capital works. Like, well, what if it was different? What if there was more than one way to do this? And we're definitely different. We're definitely not in that normal lane, but we're okay with that. And we're going to continue to be different as long as we can continue to solve these problems for founders. We have 3 co-founders, and my other 2 co-founders and our managing director of our studio, our managing director of China for Brinc. We have like 100+ years combined manufacturing experience in China. I have 0. No, I have 4 now, but it was not my background. My background was Silicon Valley. My background was the startups, the investments, the accelerator, the sales and marketing. So you have to have all of it.
Yes.
And I've been lucky to have amazing co-founders and a team that has allowed me to learn on the job, but realizing too that our founders can trust us, that they know that it's not going to be perfect every time. It never, you know this, it's never perfect the first time. Even factories make mistakes, but you have to have people that know what to do when those problems show up.
Yeah.
They can help you.
Are you hiring? Like,
Always
what
hiring.
are you guys
Always hiring.
looking for at Brinc? You're looking for more applications?
So we're always looking for talent if they want to join Brinc, but because we have so many portfolio companies, we're also looking for talent to join our companies as well. But we are looking for applications. We have applications open till July 25th, so a couple more weeks. And then we'll always have the next batch, so it's okay if you don't get it now, no big deal. I always tell people they can join our community, which is free. It's just brinc.io/community. We run that in partnership with F6S. So we have 8,000 IoT companies in that community, and it's completely free. So if people want to ask questions, they want to like get help from the community, it's a great way to get started. And if you're later stage and you want to get help with manufacturing, just feel free to message us at the website. We're happy to talk to anyone. Really, we just want to make China easier for people. That's it. But anyone that's looking to get any answers, anything, where the physical world meets the digital world, we want to help. That's it. Because of side effects of diabetes, and we're trying to prevent that. We're slowing down the deforestation and the mass extinctions of species by actually controlling the growth and the sort of like inefficiencies of palm oil in all of Malaysia and Indonesia. So many technologies that you don't think about every day in your day-to-day life, but that data will fundamentally solve these critical problems around the world. And without hardware, you cannot do this.
Has it always been your idea to be in Hong Kong? How is, it's compared to US? How do you see, is Hong Kong still relevant to the creativity technology, science?
I never thought about being in Asia. I was fortunate enough as a kid, I grew up on the East Coast, and then lived in Germany twice. I moved to Australia for a little bit, then I moved to San Francisco for 10 years, and now I've been here almost 5 years. But really, I mean, honestly, the idea of coming here was my wife's idea, it wasn't my idea. But it was very clear to me that the trend from just digital to physical was going to happen. And then when she decided she wanted to move here, it started becoming very clear to me, oh, the real power is going to happen here. That the physical world is developed in Asia, specifically South China when it comes to electronics, and Hong Kong is more relevant than it's ever been before, specifically with the Greater Bay push connecting these 11 cities, making it more easier for people to do kind of business cross-border, 67 million people, which is really hard to get your head around. So I think that we're going to see this particular region in Hong Kong play a bigger and bigger and bigger role. And I always tell people, don't tweet at me in 5 years and say I didn't tell you so, because this is going to matter to you no matter what company you're in, no matter how old or young you are. And San Francisco is still important, New York is still important, London, Berlin, but this is critical, and you need to be here.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.